The big change is coming. Starting 2027, Bay Area is phasing out and restricting the sales and installation of gas water heaters, including tanked and tankless, and gas furnaces. And many homeowners have no idea about this upcoming change. So in this video, we'll provide you with all necessary information that you need to get ready, and so you know what equipment is coming and what you can do about that. So the change is coming from the Bay Area Air Quality District Management. They voted to enforce this legislation in 9 Bay Area counties, including San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Alameda counties. So this is their efforts to reduce emissions from fossil fuels, and we all know that especially residential gas water heaters, they release a lot of this fossil fuels. So this is their attempt to reduce NOx emissions, and they actually starting with tank residential gas water heaters, which will be phased out starting 2027. Starting 2029, the gas furnaces will be phased out, including gas wall heaters. So there is a huge question what will happen with the properties where you cannot install anything else. So yes, this legislation is very controversial. However, we are here to provide you with all the information. And starting 2031, tankless water heaters will start phasing out. So what does it mean? You still can fix your equipment. It doesn't mean that you have to remove it or you will be forced to replace it. No, you can continue using your old equipment, including gas water heaters, gas furnaces, wall heaters, and tankless water heaters. However, if you need to replace them, you will have to go with fully electric systems. So if you're replacing your gas water heater, you will go with hybrid heat pump water heaters, which are fully electric. They work differently. Instead of burning gas to generate the heat, they transfer the heat from the air. The good news that in Northern California, in Bay Area, even in cold temperatures during the winter, there is still enough heat to transfer in order to heat the water. They actually got way better than they used to be. They are still considered as younger models. However, we install them every day. We had issues with their first generations a few years ago, but now they work pretty consistently unless you install them properly. We encounter a lot of contractors who don't know how to install them. They install them improperly, and this causes a lot of issues. However, if you work with professional contractor, you should not be having any issues with them. There are actually many advantages of these new water heaters. So first, they consume 75% less energy in average, depending on your consumptions and some other factors, because the way how they work. Also, heat pump water heater is considered a smart water heater. One of the features is that it can be connected to your energy provider via internet connection, and it can read the energy rates, and it will heat the water when the energy cost is the lowest. Using that feature, they actually save way more energy than using the regular gas water heaters. They also have other tons of smart features, but I'm not here to promote these water heaters. I'm just providing information that they're not actually that bad. They're actually really cool, and many of our customers, they are pretty happy about them unless they installed properly again. I think the biggest disadvantage of these new water heaters, they are pretty expensive. They cost in average from $6,000 to $8,000. Because of many reasons. Very often we have to run new electrical wire. Also, they have to be installed with expansion tank, and they require at least 2 people to complete the installation. Also, they go through city inspection. Well, you always have to go with the permits, but in this case, this is particularly important. However, the good part, there are a lot of rebates happening, and right now in March of 2026, you can get up to $5,000 back in rebates, which will offset the cost. This is government effort to reduce the cost of the replacement so it doesn't hurt your wallet so much. So what homeowners should do overall? So first of all, if you don't like this legislation, you can contact your representative and ask them to take part and probably lift this ban. We honestly think that this is not practical, and it's actually a little bit difficult to deal with this change. And as I mentioned above, We don't know what will happen with the wall heaters, but just so you know. The next thing, of course, make sure you do maintenance in time if you want to lift this switch. Make sure to schedule a tune-up for your water heater, make sure you flush it properly, and make sure you take care of your gas furnace. However, if your systems are in the replacement age, we highly recommend you to do it now, because there are so much rebates available. As you know, tax credits expired last year. Most homeowners, they were getting at least $2,000 only from tax credits. With the rebates, our customers saved a lot, but there are still available rebates. At some cities, they start with $3,000, somewhere you can get $5,000. There are also a lot of whole home electrification program that can give you on top of that extra $3,000 to $5,000. So one more time, if you need to replace, you better do it now to save some money. And whether you will replace them now or later, make sure to work with a contractor who is licensed, insured, and who will go through city permits, because this is significantly important. Homes in Bay Area are incredibly expensive, and if you will do any home improvement project without permit, you may encounter a lot of difficulties when you will be selling your property. That's why this is very important to work with the right contractor, and especially when it comes to hybrid heat pump water heater. As I said, a lot of plumbers who get used to replace these gas water heaters, they have no idea how to install these hybrid heat pump water heaters. Not only you need all these accessories around, you also need skills to connect the software to the internet to make sure that the system is working. So in short summary, starting 2027, January 1st, you won't be able to purchase or install gas tanked water heaters. You will have to replace them with hybrid heat pump electric water heater. Starting 2029, the gas furnaces are phasing out and you will have to install heat pump for heating and air conditioning. And starting 2031, the tankless gas water heaters are phasing out and they will have to be replaced with the same hybrid heat pump water heaters. And if you need any help with that, contact Herbas. We are whole home electrification specialists. However, we can help you with any type of equipment. We specialize on the equipment that saves you energy and gives you maximum comfort. However, we are always here for you with any service you need, whether it's electrical, plumbing, or HVAC. Just call 669 Cooling, or you can visit our website, and with that, your comfort hunt will be over.